Hey Larissa and Melanie, this is Steven, and I am just making a quick little video to go through a couple things that we worked on the other day, a couple things that we uncovered, and just sort of a video reminder or pictorial reminder of what you can do, Larissa. That way you don't have to remember exactly what I told you. You can just kind of watch this a couple times and you'll be right up to speed because I know you're a quick learner. So one of the first things we talked about was that your quad and your hip complex, that whole area of muscles on the front of your hip, are actually what's causing you to be limited in your rotations as you go back. So part of that is we just need to stretch them out. And one way we talked about is making sure you do active stretches. So it's not always just a long static stretch that's going to help you out. Especially if you're preparing to do things, make sure you do active stretches. So one of those you can do is, if you remember, it's called a glute hip flex, or you can also call it a 90-90, meaning my bottom leg, the leg that's down on the floor, is 90 degrees, and the leg that's out front is also at 90 degrees. I'm going to face forward, make sure my hips and my shoulders are facing, are parallel and facing forward, and I squeeze my leg and my glute that's on the down leg, hold it tight for about 5 seconds, and then you relax. Then you hold it tight for about 5 seconds. Make sure your ankle's underneath your knee on the front. Make sure your knee's underneath your hip in the back, and that your toes are pointed into the ground on your back leg. So you squeeze and relax. Do that about 5, 6, 7 times on each side, holding for about 5 seconds each contraction. And make sure, if you're not feeling a stretch on the front of your hip, you can always reach your hands straight up.
Goodbye.
Make sure you keep your shoulders and hips parallel in front of you. Squeeze real tight and relax. Squeeze real tight and relax. So you got that one. Next one is what we talked about doing was the back extensions. May not have talked about this a lot, but we kind of showed you these. So your arms are going to be out front. Try and keep your toes down on the ground. And you can raise up and go down. Raise up, go down. Raise up, go down. Raise up, go down. Your range of motion is going to be way better than mine. For obvious reasons. You're a dancer. You're a young girl. I'm not a dancer. I'm an old dude. So, but the point is, we're going to help increase the strength of your low back and your mid back, and that'll also help you be able to pull backwards. The next thing that, in thinking about what helps you be able to get back when you do things, and what's helped you be able to stretch the front of your legs, is actually having stronger hamstrings and stronger glutes. So one of the things that we talked about, one of the things that I've talked about doing with you, I think, was reverse lunges. A reverse lunge means, of course, you're stepping backwards. And so we're going to go back to where our legs, again, at 90 degrees, and push straight up. So I'm keeping my front foot flat. I'm going back and come up, back, get my feet next to each other, go back, dip down, go back. So do about 10 on one side, do 10 on the other side, go straight back, pop up, go straight back, pop up. And so we're doing, 10 lunges on one side, 10 lunges on the other side, do 10 lunges on the other side. Go back and forth 2 or 3 times each day, and that will really develop the hamstrings and your hip and your glutes, and be able to help strengthen up the back side of you so it can help stretch out the front of you. All right? And then the last thing is what we call deadlifts, and this is where a band really comes in handy. You could use a milk jug, you could use some dumbbells, whatever the case, but the point is we're really focusing in on our hamstrings. And so with a band, I've got my shoulders back. If I've got dumbbells, I'm still going to have my shoulders back. I'm just going to push my hips behind me, keeping my legs straight, keeping my back arched a little bit, just like it's naturally arched. Okay? Hold my abs tight, push my hips back, come up. The only place, Larissa, the only place you should feel this is in your hamstrings. If you're feeling pressure and strain anywhere else, say maybe your shoulders because you're holding on to this band or you're holding a dumbbell or something, the only place you should feel this is in your hamstrings. You should not feel this in your back. If you feel this in your back, then you need to really think about how you're moving and making sure your hips are going back. Your back is keeping your lumbar, that's your middle and lower back, with a little bit of an arch. That's its natural position. Keeping it strong, pushing your hips back and coming up. Then you bend your knees, let go of the band, or you bend your knees and set the dumbbells down. So I hope that helps. If you have questions, of course, call me. We can set a time to get together either at the studio, at RCDC, or y'all can come back down here, either one. Thanks a lot. Y'all have a great day. Bye.